Well, hey everyone, welcome to tonight's tutorial. I am Andrew Breault, and I'm about to show you how to set up a trifold brochure inside of Microsoft Publisher. So how to set up a document to create a trifold brochure. So the first thing we're going to do, obviously, open up Microsoft Publisher, and we're going to go with a landscape blank 8.5 by 11. And from here, there's a couple of things we're going to do. The first thing is we're going to jump over to the Page Design tab, and under the margins, we're going to change this to narrow. And then again, go ahead and click on those margin settings, but this time we're going to go down here where it says Custom Margins. Alright, so we're going to jump over to the grid guides, and we're going to say 3 columns, 1 row, and you have to click down, you have to click off of columns, you have to click onto rows just for a second, and then we're going to come up here where it says spacing, and we're going to put in 0.5. This will make sense in just a second. You can also add a center guide between the columns if you want to see where the page is actually going to fold. Once again, if you've done these before, you know that the grids, guides, yeah, any what do you want to call them, like yeah, guides or grids that you put down, they're not going to print. That's what I'm trying to say, is they're not going to print on your page. This is for preview only. You're only going to see them while you're looking at your screen. When you actually go to print, they disappear. So just keep that in mind. So we can see that this right here is the fold line, and I kind of had to do that on purpose, because what I want to show you is printers don't print, most printers I should say, cannot print right to the edge of the page. So I'm using a machine that's just one step below a digital press, and it will not print this page more than 1/4 of an inch from the edge. And kind of to illustrate that, I'll show you if we go over here to the Home tab and we insert a shape. I'll just like click the shape all the way across. And now if we go into the print preview, I'm just going to hit Control P. Look at what it does. It shows us this white space that is 1/4 of an inch on each side of that box that we just put across the page. It's letting us know that we cannot print all the way off the edge of the page. So it kind of illustrates that. So the reason that we put a 0.5 space in these lines and we put the fold line in place is because when you go to design your brochure, and this right here would actually be the front of your brochure, over here on the far right hand side, that's going to be the front. So actually, let's go ahead, we'll go back over here, and just for kicks, bump this up a bit. We'll go ahead and say front. So this is actually the front of the brochure. Make sense? This space right here, and I just clicked and dragged. Sorry, I held down Control Shift, and then I clicked and dragged the object. I can do the same thing. Whoops, I've got more than one thing selected here. Control Shift, click and drag, and you can drag that one out. This right here is actually the back of the brochure, because this panel gets folded to the inside. So this gets folded to the inside, this gets folded over top of that, and then this becomes the front, and this right here is the back. That way you can open up the front and look at the inside, and we'll talk about how to do the inside pages here in just a minute. But for now, you can get an idea of what these different columns look like. So why the extra space? Well, that's because once you fold this brochure on that fold line right there, you'll end up with an even 1/4 inch of white space all the way around the edges. Now you might choose on the back, you might choose to go ahead and push this closer to the fold line. that's okay. You can do that to the back of the brochure. I would at least give it 1/8 of an inch, but you can make the back just slightly larger, and the inside flap as well. If you have or this little flap that folds around to the inside, if you wanted to, you could potentially push that out a little bit more. I wouldn't go nearly as far as you do on the back. In fact, my preference is to leave it a little bit further out, because the actual fold, when you send it through a folder, the actual fold is going to happen right over in here. And the reason is if once you fold the front across to this center, you cannot fold the inside the same distance, or it'll bump into this fold. So it needs another millimeter or two. So the actual fold ends up being just slightly over to the side, which is another reason why you want to leave some white space there. That way, when the flap doesn't totally cover this little bit of white on the other side, it still looks like there's white space all the way around the front. And I'll make a test print of this and fold it, and I'll take a picture of it here at the end and show you exactly what it is that I'm talking about. So to get the back or the inside in place, all you're going to do is go over here to your page view, right click and say insert a duplicate page, and now we've got two pages that look exactly the same. Not for long. Let's get rid of these. And now we're looking at the inside of the brochure. Whoops. We're looking at the inside of the brochure. So these can pretty much stay the same, or I've seen some brochures where people decide to like put their content in the first two columns, like all the way across, so that when you open up the brochure, you have, you know, all of the space, and then you can design something over here. Obviously, you're not going to put in great big blue boxes like I'm doing right now. Not the best way to design your brochure, but this is just to illustrate like where your content for your brochure needs to stay. All right, so I hope that made sense. If you have any questions, drop them down below. I'm going to go off screen here and do a quick print of this and then show you how it turned out. So stick with me, and through the magic of video, I'll be back just like that. All right, here we are with the printed brochure. So I wanted to show you what I was talking about as far as how it gets folded. So when it goes through the fold, that was the front. So there's front and back. There's the inside flap right there that we were talking about. All right, so that could be the inside, potentially. You could run across two columns, or you could do individual columns here if you want to, or you could do these two columns together and this one separate. Maybe run this as if it was a spread if you wanted to. Just remember that you're going to have white space that isn't going to go away inside of here. So if you did run something across there, you're going to have a little bit of space and stuff in there. But that is basically what we just laid out. So as you can see, once it's unfolded, your front ends up way over here on the right, the back ends up in the middle, the inside flap right over there, and you can see that well, it's kind of hard to see on here. You can see that the front doesn't totally cover, which is why we needed, even though we spread that back out a little bit, we needed there to be white space running so that you don't actually see where the cover and this meets. If this was a full bleed, which we did not do, and we were not going to cover inside of this video, but there is a way to do a full bleed so your color goes all the way to the edge of the page. It just has to be printed oversized. So as you can see, this here is sitting on an 11 by 17. There is a way to make your color run all the way off of the 11 by 17, trim it down to 8.5 by 11, and then go through the fold, and you have color that runs off the edge. When you do that, you want to be careful that the color that wraps around is either the same as this one edge that's on the front, or you want it to be a dark color that runs in the back or along this fold right here. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about these brochures that we just set up right now, or any other topic inside of Microsoft Publisher, please feel free to contact me by dropping a comment down below. I usually respond within 24 hours with a max of about 3 days, depending on if you're commenting on the weekend or not. But I do usually respond to comments pretty quickly, and I'd love to hear your questions and be able to respond to them in a future video. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please do so, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.